Hey,
Uh-oh.
Steve.
Hi, Greg.
I know I tried to catch you off guard, seeing if you were paying attention. Welcome to episode 3, everybody, of Bird Brag.
Is it
I'm Greg
3 already?
Carson. Yeah, we're jumping in here. All right, I'm Greg Carson.
I'm Steve Scott.
All right, I really rushed through that, and we're here to talk about nature and stuff. But first, as we always do, Steve, what are you drinking?
I got a glass of Bulleit bourbon.
Ooh, it sounds like a healthy pour.
Yeah.
I lied. That sounded like a little weenie pour, but that's fine.
Oh, come on, Greg.
I just,
We're in public now. You're supposed to
I
support
know.
me.
It's
So, yeah, for those that don't know, I named my dog after this bourbon. Oh,
now,
is that pathetic?
just jumping right into it before I even have a chance to ask. So, describe your dog. This lovely dog. I love this dog.
So, my dog is a black lab on the smaller side. He's like 60 pounds, and he's never had a bad day in his life. And he is super excited about everything and everyone that he's ever experienced. And my main goal in life when people meet him is trying to keep him from overwhelming his new acquaintances.
Yeah, it's a great looking dog. It's great coat, but jet black. And the only time this dog is annoying, I think, because it's greeting you is great. I mean, you feel good. Dog coming up to you, greeting you, it's fun. Is when the fucking dog jumps in the pool and decides to jump out and shake right next to you.
Yeah.
Every time.
So the one other thing that he does that maybe, I'm not sure, maybe a bad trait is he pretty much stalks my wife around the kitchen whenever she's making food. And as soon as she turns her back, whatever she made is in his belly. And I mean, he's really good at it. So, I mean, I got to give him props.
Yeah, well, he's sneaky. That's good. Do you have a live audience there again with you, Steve?
Yeah, we do have a live audience today. It's the same size as it was last time, so pretty good.
Yeah. Why don't you describe your live audience?
So my live audience, I mean, it's hard to pick out, individuals in the
I could
audience.
hear her laughing back there.
But that's strange. So my live audience right now. So I know we talked in episode 1 about our plans for the day, and maybe it wasn't actually during the episode. Maybe I'm overstepping here, but it was a big pool day today. It was 97 degrees here today.
Yeah,
so we went in the pool. So my audience right now is in a coral string bikini, and she's leaning back, laughing with her eyes closed right now.
Yeah.
And she's drinking. I'm not sure how you categorize this. It might be part of the kind of Tiger King craze, but she's drinking Tito's vodka mixed with, is it the cucumber? The cucumber blackberry LaCroix.
Yeah, but delicious. It's a wonderful choice.
I'm not saying it's not delicious,
Yeah.
but it's just not something you can necessarily order by name at a bar.
No. That's definitely out there. So speaking of drinking, I'm glad you asked. What I'm drinking is the 1,000 Smiles Golden Ale.
Where are you drinking, Greg?
From Foothill Brewing, Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
1,000 Smiles?
1,000 Smiles.
Ooh.
Cool bottle.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
This isn't like you.
No. So I mean, I can count the number of times on one hand, maybe two hands, that I'm drinking anything but Miller Lite during the year. But I thought I'd mix it up.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump into it. What are we talking about today? Do you know, or do you have choices for us?
No choices today. It's one and done. We're going to be talking about the Black Phoebe.
The Black Phoebe.
Which I know you think I made it up because it's the name of the girl in Catcher in the Rye, And my favorite baseball position is catchers, but it's
Man,
actually a name of several different birds. There's several different phoebes in North America,
okay.
or a few anyway.
So first off, I didn't know it was a bird. I mean, until you told me a black phoebe was a bird, wouldn't have guessed that. So you could have got me there. And indigenous to Northern California or all of California?
It's let me check my sources here, but it's pretty widely distributed
Okay.
throughout North America. It's pretty common bird.
Okay. So it's not just California, or it is?
No, definitely not just California.
Okay.
In fact, it's throughout the California and the Southwest. So it's in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and down into Mexico.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, you might want to edit some of that stuff out where it looked like
the bird gets around. Oh no, there's no edit. Oh no, there's no editing.
Did I say bad word? Is that okay?
Yeah, you can say bad words.
Oh
yeah. I threw a couple F-bombs earlier, so we were fine.
Okay, I don't remember.
But yeah, the only editing I'll do is for myself, not for you. But it's fine.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, so start describing. Put a mental picture in my head of what a black phoebe is, and Can I go out on a limb and guess the color?
Yeah, do it. I'd love to hear it.
No, I don't even know.
No,
I could guess. Yes, I got black imagery.
Okay.
So paint the picture. What does this bird look like?
It's a smallish, medium-ish sized bird, maybe 6 inches long from head to tail. If you're looking at the bird from the front, from the cap of his head down to about mid-breast, it's jet black, including the eyes. It's really kind of striking. And then at the breast, there's a inverted V of that black, and below that it's much lighter, almost white, a little bit off-white. And the back side of the bird is kind of a charcoal gray, but the front of that bird is pretty striking, black on top and light on the bottom. And it's a really cute bird. And I know you don't believe me, but I'm sure you've seen one in your yard, whether or not you knew what you were looking at or what you were hearing, but I'm sure you've had them in your yard before.
All right. And so why did you pick this bird for today?
I mean, part of the reason I picked this bird is for our California audience, especially, is they've probably seen it and they may not know anything about it or what it does, and may not know things that they could look for and maybe find that would add to their enjoyment when they see this bird in their yard.
Okay. So am I going to likely see that? Where would do I have to look up, look down, look around? Where am I finding this guy?
So black phoebes are in the tyrant flycatcher family. It's called Tyrannidae. All the families in the Latin name Idae. So the Tyrannidae is the flycatcher, some of the flycatcher family. And so what they do is they find, typically most of them feed with a behavior they call sallying, like Charlie Brown's sister sallying, where they are on a perch, they see an insect flying, they fly off that perch, catch it, and fly back to their perch and eat it. So they're pretty noticeable when they're in your yard. You know, they'll be flitting about, catching insects, and flying back to their perch. So they are fairly conspicuous when they're in your area.
And do I catch these guys in a big flock, or will I see them by them? They're lonesome?
Typically, you're only going to see one or two at a time, unless they're feeding young. Typically, you're going to see them by themselves, actually. So unlike, we talked about the Swainson's hawk earlier, which migrates, black phoebes don't really do a lot of long distance migration. The northern populations maybe migrate a little bit, but the ones we have here in Sacramento area and California, they're not really moving around too much, and they're pretty much resident year round. And as such, they're fairly solitary.
All right. When's the last time you've laid eyes on one of these babies?
Let me look out my yard right now. So So one of the reasons I picked this bird.
Oh God, I thought you were going to pick up binoculars for a second. He just picked up
Oh,
it was his glasses.
I could.
he really made this dramatic move with two
that
hands that
that
I
was
thought
great.
binoculars were coming up.
So I actually don't see one right now, but
Okay.
they actually have a nest plastered to the side of my house.
Okay.
Um, and in addition, there's a nest plastered to the side of my rear neighbor's house. Um,
All right.
so
So two questions.
yeah.
One, how big are the eggs, and are they like cool colors? Are they like, what's the deal? And then I'm going to ask the second question. You can answer both. What are the nests, or what do the nests look like and made of for these guys?
So in all honesty, Greg, I've never actually looked at black Phoebe eggs, but
Mm-hmm.
they are fairly small. I would guess they're probably less than a half an inch long.
So
So
thumbnail.
if you're going to make an omelet, you're going to need a lot of Phoebe eggs.
Okay.
Um, but their nest is very visible. So what they do is they typically use mud to kind of plaster their nest to the side of
That's
um,
cool.
in residential areas. A lot of times it's your house or
So
things
it's
like
not like up
that.
against a gutter. I mean, it's not like up against your drain. Like they literally just put it right up against a flat wall. They don't.
Correct. So
Ooh.
like on mine, they put it right on the wood siding. On my
Okay.
neighbors,
It's not
it's
what
right
I
on the
imagined.
stucco. They take little pieces of mud and stick it, and it takes a long time to build it. Although they will reuse their nests in subsequent years, so it's a little less labor intensive
So
in following years.
you won't be the dick that knocks down the nest. Then you'll let them keep the nest there.
I typically do leave a nest, and actually the nest at my house is probably about 20 feet in the air, so it would take quite a bit of effort on my part to do it. What they typically do is they put it right up underneath the eaves, and so it's kind of hard to get to, but it adds them that shade and protection from predators and things like that.
Oh, all right. And so they're not migratory birds, but they
Not
are.
just partially. I mean, most populations are not migratory. Some kind of on the fringes of their range will leave to go to slightly warmer climates. You
Is that a
know,
size thing? Like getting from one place? Like what's that about?
no, it's not a size thing. So phoebes they weigh. So we were talking about the Swainson's hawk in episode 1, and what I think I said they weighed 1 to 3.5 pounds or so. So phoebes will weigh about a half to a little bit less than an ounce. So they're very small, but even smaller birds than that migrate great distances. So you can have small quarter-ounce birds that migrate thousands of miles. I think it's more in this case probably a food availability. The northern populations of phoebes that migrate probably do so in response to the lack of insect activity, because that's what they primarily feed on. And when it gets too cold, you just don't have that insect activity that they need to get their food. And so for the phoebes case, I think they will migrate if they have to, but won't if they don't have to.
And um, so mating, and are they anything special there? Anything going on that's like they stay with one bird forever type of thing?
That's not really something that I know.
Okay.
So we probably want to edit this part out because I don't know the answer to that
I
question.
told you there's no editing going. There's no chance.
Oh
There's
crap!
no chance. All right, so lay another fact on. What am I not asking?
So one thing that might kind of draw your attention to them, I said they're fairly conspicuous where you have them, but they have a tail wag that they do that's pretty
They shake their
distinctive.
tail
So,
feather.
well, not a shake so much as a dip. So
Okay.
when they're sitting on their perch, in between sallying about to catch insects, they will dip their tail down and up
Mm-hmm.
rapidly, and it's just kind of a thing they do. Um, in fact, one
And
of the other
that's
things,
not to that's kind of in their character. That's not to attract a mate or to do anything
yeah,
like. It's not like a call.
No, they'll do it year round, and it's funny because it almost seems like a twitch, a tick, I guess, if you
Mm-hmm.
will. So it doesn't seem to serve any purpose, although likely it does.
All right.
Let me play you. So they're also fairly vocal. Um, in fact, I'll pull up a call right here for you right now if you have time. I don't know if you have time.
Let me check my calendar. Yeah, no, I got time.
Okay. So I'm going to put this in here. Let me know if it. Oh.
So wait a minute. Are they hanging in groups or not? Is that one making all
That's
that
just one.
noise?
That's just one making all that noise, and it kind of sounds like if you said it, Phoebe, Phoebe, Phoebe. So it's a good
Wait,
way
play it
to remember
again.
that name.
Play it again.
Again?
Well, I mean, I didn't hear you could have clued me into listening for Phoebe
I'm sorry.
before.
It started before I was ready. Oh, now it's not starting at all.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, I could hear it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some other birds in the background that aren't Phoebes.
Oh, that's what I was wondering.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So those other birds aren't Phoebes.
Got
but
it.
the main one. Yeah. It's tough to record only one bird singing at any given time.
I
But
could
yeah,
dig
so
it.
it's kind of a two note. Some people say teehee or sissy or whatever, but
Uh-huh.
I like to use Phoebe because then it helps
I
me
do,
remember
I
the
do
name.
too.
It's
I
like a
like it.
name and a call all in one.
Yeah. I dig it. All right. So, do you have any other topics to talk about today? We talked about Korean baseball in episode 1. Talked about Major League Baseball in episode 2. Did you watch the Jordan series?
So I think I've seen 4 episodes,
Okay.
and so I think I have 2 more to catch up on if my math is correct.
Okay. What's your take going into it? What, seems to be, I don't know if it's really worth what everyone's talking about, or if people are bored out of their minds,
Sure.
or what, like, so give me the Steve Scott take on it.
So here is my kind of take home from the first 4 episodes is I think I forgot some things about the realities of late 80s, early 90s basketball that it was good to be reminded of,
Short
because,
shorts for first off, right?
well, that's so hot. I mean, but I think the main thing that I forgot was just how physical the game was, and really how talented Michael Jordan was. Because I was kind of in this camp, and maybe it's kind of a little bit of recency bias. And I was thinking, LeBron James, he's a complete basketball player,
Mm-hmm.
and he would have been great in that era
Mm-hmm.
as well. I mean, especially with his body and everything. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he's kind of a distributor. He's almost like Magic to me in a lot of ways.
Much more like Magic.
Yeah. And I was kind of in the camp where I thought maybe he's better than Jordan. And then watching that series, it kind of brought a lot back and to me, and what he was able to accomplish under those kind of circumstances, as far as when the Pistons were going at him and just the way the game was played then. I'm kind of rethinking my stance on that.
So I'm with you. I'm with you on this. That it made me rethink him as a player. I mean, I think that he's also been protected, like celebrities and celebrity athletes aren't protected like he was back then either, right?
Yeah.
But my thing is the consistency.
Yeah.
Like the consistency of the game for so long to understand that level and how he played, what he did for that team. And then you forget, LeBron's a mega celebrity, but I mean, Jordan, we still only had 4 channels on the TV and 1 blockbuster a month,
Yeah.
and he was everything. I will admit I was a Jordan hater, or at least I didn't appreciate it because I was such a Showtime fan.
Yeah.
Being a Laker fan, and I like LeBron. I think LeBron's got a lot of positive things outside of basketball that he does. Everyone's a knucklehead and he does some knuckleheaded things, but I think
Sure.
overall as a human being, what maybe it'll come out something differently later. But as far as I could tell, what I've been served, as tight as the media is on him. So yeah, it's making me rethink my Jordan stance for sure. I actually like how private he tries to be.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to be in some
Sure.
aspects of
Yeah.
his life too. So,
Well, and I think LeBron is kind of the same in that he's. I mean, you don't hear much about his personal life and his kids and his family.
I can't tell you what LeBron's. I mean, I could tell you what Steph Curry and Aisha Curry. Wait,
yeah,
Aisha. I know exactly what they look like. I know exactly what they're doing at any one time, but I can't tell you how many kids LeBron has, nor what his wife or family and stuff look like. So he has done a good job with his privacy. I believe that too.
Yeah.
I always struggle, and I got to get over it. I love, and Jordan blew it at the end of his career too. But it's like seeing Joe Namath with the Rams jersey on, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's weird.
Why?
Or Johnny Unitas in a Chargers jersey. So seeing him in a Wizards and were they the Hornets or the Bobcats back then? I have no idea, but it's just kind of brutal to think about.
I mean,
right.
it's one thing, Greg, that we're going to have to think about when Birdback just jets off is how we're going to deal with our family. Unfortunately, our kids aren't that age where we need to protect them right now, but I think we're going to have to think about it.
When we have dozens of listeners, we're going to really have to figure out how to deal with our fame for sure.
Yeah.
I could totally dig it. All right. So what did we learn today? So, first, there a Catcher in the Rye reference. Didn't see that coming.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just didn't even put it together.
Huh.
Love that. I love that. Tyranidae?
Something.
What is it?
I say Tyranidae, but so in my opinion, the Latin pronunciations, because a lot of times they'll take an English word and just jam it into these Latin families. I think it's important to pronounce it how it looks so that everyone around you understands what you're talking about.
And that you're saying that, well, Terra is earth. So Tirana.
It's actually more like the TY. So it's kind of more like Tyrannosaurus Rex, I think.
Got it.
Like
got it. And you put that to flycatcher. You equated that to the
there's different families of flycatchers, and this is one family of the flycatchers. Okay. They're called tyrant flycatchers.
Okay. Oh, got it. Okay, so I misunderstood. And then the nests right on the wall. Boom.
Stuck them
up. Take some mud. Take some sticks and old Cheeto bags.
It's like Adobe.
And throw it up on the wall.
Yeah.
And then they don't shake their tail feather. They have a wag.
A dip.
They have a dip. They have a dip. So
yeah,
there's that. What's your take? So we're not going to go episode 4 right away, but what's your take on magpies? Do you have a take on magpies?
Oh, I love magpies.
Oh, I see. For a second, I thought you were going to say the opposite. Okay.
So
maybe we'll talk about that in the future.
That's a good idea because where I grew up, I think I mentioned on an earlier podcast, I was born in Bishop in Owens Valley. So over there were black-billed magpies. But here in Sacramento in Central California, we have the yellow-billed magpie, which is endemic only to the Central Valley of California. So it's a very unique species. So maybe that's a good idea. Yeah.
Maybe that's the season finale.
Wait,
what's that?
How many episodes are we talking about?
We don't know. We haven't discussed this show.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but I like magpies quite a bit. So
I do too.
I like them when they come into my backyard. All right.
Heckle and Jekyll.
What's that?
Heckle and Jekyll, I believe, were magpies, right?
Oh, I thought they were crows.
Were they crows? I'm gonna need to relook. I'm gonna need to look back at that.
All right. So this for future. I could guarantee you I'm not going to look that up between now and if we ever talk about it.
I guarantee
Yeah.
you, I'm gonna look it up.
All right. All right. All right, Steve. So episode 3 in the books.
Cheers, Greg.
Enjoy that bullet.
will.
Enjoy that bullet. Enjoy your other bullet as well. Enjoy both bullets.
We'll do.
All right. See you, bud.
Bye.